And on top of this piece of paper, please write missing numbers. And it is probably a good time to remind you that one of the fundamental rules of math class is that when I'm talking, you are not. And the second rule of math class is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That would mean if you're being the squeaky wheel, you will be greased. Which means if you're the one that's talking while I'm talking, Colin, you will be the one that will be writing these sentences. See, sentences are like grease. It goes like this. If you've ever had a wagon or something, you never really think about the wheels. You're all happy because your wagon is working perfectly. You pull it down the street and everybody's happy. But all of a sudden, one of the wheels starts making this awful squeaky noise that just irritates you to no end. You are then forced to deal with that wheel, no rhyme intended there, and give it some grease, which is a lot like me. I love it when I don't have to think about what's going on out there. You're just sitting there listening like good little students. But if somehow you start to make a lot of squeaky noise, Brian, then I have to grease you. Unfortunately, don't use grease because grease is like a gangster thing for hurting somebody or something like that. No, that's not anyway what I mean. I'm just saying I have to adjust so that we get this because we have such little time and so much to do. Wait a minute, reverse that. Missing numbers. Listen very carefully because I continue even to tell 7th graders or whoever this, and it won't matter so much today, but it will later on. Oh, great. I am very pleased to know that. Missing numbers. Write this in huge, unmistakable letters because I can't seem to get it across to the older kids as they go on. Maybe I'm not writing in big enough numbers. I don't know. Sometimes they just don't listen to me. So write this down under missing numbers in big letters as clearly as you can. Think of an easier problem that you can do. Think of an easy problem that you can do to figure out what to do. Think of an easy problem that you can do to figure out what to do. Think of an easier problem that you can do to figure out what to do.
Are we allowed to go to the back side if we ran out of time?
Sure.
Why'd you run out of time?
Now, what that means is this. Here is an example problem. I'm going to go really, really tough here. Well, maybe not really tough, but kind of tough. Use our example. 721 plus b equals 906. When we talk about missing number problems, they are called missing number problems because you are missing some numbers. I don't know what this letter stands for a number. I don't know. Now maybe you know the answer to that, maybe you don't. But here is what you need to do to know. Here's what you need to do whether you know it or not. Okay? First thing you ask yourself is what type of problem this is. And this is an addition problem. Generally, children, please look up here. I'm going to turn it into a little free flow today. Every now and then, the attitude adjustment is the This is an addition problem. So when I say think about an easier problem, you just think about an easy addition problem that's easy to do. Maybe it is just this. 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, that's an easy addition problem that you can do. And then you use that as kind of a guide to tell you what to do here, which means this. If you look at this problem, which of the three numbers am I missing? Victoria, I am missing the middle one, yeah, one of the addends, the second one. And then you go over here and you say to yourself, if I did not know that this was a 1, if I didn't know that was a 1, what do I do with these two to get that 1? How do you get a 1 when you have a 6 and a 7, Trevor? You subtract. So once you figure out that you subtract, that is the same thing you would do on the really hard problem to get what the middle number is. So you're going to do this, you wrote this down, now you go, okay, then I take 906, subtract 721 from it, and I end up with 185. And then you can write down b equals 185, make a nice little cloudy scribble just so you can look at it and see what that is there. And as I've said before, when they're easy problems, I know you don't think you need to do this, but you got to train yourself to do that, because when they get to be hard problems, you think that you know how to do them, but then you don't really get them right because you don't, in essence, really know what you're doing. So let's look at a couple that the book gives you. That, by the way, was a difficult one. How about this one? 35 plus m equals, I don't know, what's it say?
7,520.
Now let's just go 41. 41. We can get some subtraction. Again, thinking of an easier problem, maybe this time I use 8 plus 2 equals 10. Again, missing the middle, what do I do with these two? To get 2 from 8 and 10, I have to subtract, so I'm going to do 41 minus 35. I subtract it, and I end up with 6, so my letter F equals 6. Now, what about in subtraction? Let's look at this. Let's say I have x minus 6 is 15. X minus 6 is 15. The answer to that would be what?
41.
But I don't care that you know the answer, and just find out how to do it. So what's the first thing I do is I should recalibrate this first. You think of an easier subtraction problem. Give me simple, Jacob, any easy subtraction problem. Just the basic, simple.
2 minus 1.
Alright, 2 minus 1 is 1. Notice here you're missing the top number, correct? If I were missing the top number here and I didn't know this was a 2, what do I do to these two to get to? You add them. So that's the same thing you're going to do here. You're going to add 15 plus 6, and you get 21, and that's what the letter X equals. How about another subtraction problem? What if I have 13 minus m equals 6? Again, think of another easy subtraction problem. Maybe this time I do, I don't know, 5 minus 3 is 2. If you're missing the middle, what do you do with 5 and 2 to get 3? What do you do with 5 and 2 to get 3? Colton? Subtract. So this time, notice here, this time I added, but this time I have to actually subtract 13 minus 6. And I get 7. And that's what the letter M equals. I can guarantee you, and I know most of you are going, I don't need to do that because I'm going to get all of these right. Well, unfortunately, you'll be my poster children in a little while and things don't quite go your way. One more hard one.
Yes.
Okay, these get a little more tough because they do something like this. 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus t equals 50. Now, in this case, before you think of the simple problem, what do you think you should do? Before you think of that one, Jordan?
Add all the other ones before you.
Yeah, add the ones that you do know together so you get it down to a single number. 5 plus 6 plus 8, what's that, 19. And then change it into 19 plus t equals 50. Then you think of your simple problem. Maybe it's 4 plus 3 is 7. If you didn't know this was a 3, what would you do with those two? Subtract. So you're going to subtract 50 minus 19, and your answer should be 31 equals t, or t equals 31. This, by the way, is your first introduction to a little bit of what we call algebra.
Oh. I thought you said hard.
Huh? So it's going to be hard? Oh, I'm just trying to prep yourself for that. Your assignment then, children, is lesson number 10.
Halfway there.
I do have a quiz for you to do. Take that for you. They are not take-home quizzes.
I just want to be one.
If you did work on that quietly, that would